complete darkness. The feeling of someone watching. That was the worst part. Like when you have your back turned to a door and you can feel someone walk into the room. It was just a niggling little feeling that settled in the back of your neck, and you couldn't help but look around. Frustrated at the mere thought, she tore the covers off her body. She threw her legs over the side of the bed, cursing as the bottom of her foot was impaled on the phone charger that was most definitely not plugged in. And I thought Legos were bad. They don't have anything on the wall connector of a fucking phone charger. Hopping her way into the bathroom to begin her morning routine, she salivated at the thought of the iced coffee she was treating herself to after this miserable start. Was the day going to be miserable? She had no idea, and didn't care if a damn unicorn wanted to fly her to work and give her a pot of gold. She would tell it to fuck off. Her mood was already in the shitter for the morning. Wait, do unicorns fly? I think it's leprechauns who give gold, too. Who cares? They all suck. The pain of trying to plug the charger into her foot had subsided by the time she made it into her kitchen, fully made up for the day. Tossing an uncooperative mahogany curl out of her face, she hoped caffeine would turn her morning around. Beelining to the fridge, her trusty carton of pre-made iced coffee was... Are you fucking kidding me? Empty. That's what you are, you piece of shit. You're empty. Because why not? On this glorious fucking Monday morning from hell in a handbasket. She cursed for a few more minutes as she tipped the carton to expel the last few sips of coffee into her open mouth, only stopping when the only other good thing in her life, her cat, interrupted her. Unless you can use some kitty magic and conjure some coffee for me, you are not allowed to yell at me this early. The cat in question, Trash, completely ignored her as he let out the loudest, half god-awful and half adorable meow she had ever heard. Her mood perked up instantly. Damn it, why do you have to be so cute? Leaning down to pick up her fat cat, she huffed at the effort. Maybe you should skip breakfast this morning, eh? He growled at her as if he could understand her, and she chuckled before slinging him over her shoulder and settling his fuzzy butt into the crook of her elbow. A smile graced her lips as he nuzzled into her neck, while she bustled around the kitchen. Petting his back and cooing to him, she returned her unused coffee mug to the cabinet. He grew restless as she followed the same motions she always did when feeding him. The swish of the silverware drawer and the chime of the spoons against each other were his calling card. Okay, you can get down. Your claws are getting too happy anyway. Setting him on her breakfast island, she moved to the cabinet containing his cans of food, sighing at the sight of so few cans. Trash, you are gonna have to stop eating. Do you know how expensive these cans are? $1.79 per can. Per can. Do you understand that? Drumming her nails on the countertop, she eyed her little demon. What if I split the serving of the can in half? Said demon swished his tail and meowed in a decidedly unenthusiastic manner. Fine, trash hole. Cracking open the can, she smiled at his little happy meow. He might be a tiny trash demon, but he was her trash demon, and the best part of her life. Having pulled him out of a dumpster when he was just a little bitty kitten, she had never wanted to take him to the local SPCA. Still smiling at the memory, she spooned his food into his special dish, hand-painted with trash on the front. All right, Trash, you stay out of trouble while I'm gone, you hear? After rinsing the can out, she tossed it into the recycling bin. Leaving him with a little scratch behind the ears, she retrieved her keys from the hook by the back door. I'm just going to work, and if I have time, I'll stop by on lunch and hang out to keep you company during your stressful day, napping and such. Opening the back door, she leaned her head around the panel, and before closing it behind her, called out, I love you, bye. By the time she made it to work, a giant iced coffee was in her hand, and a smile adorned her face, ready to deal with whatever shit came her way that day. Now that caffeine saturated her veins, nothing could ruin this day. Not even Maggie's sickeningly sweet husband who brought her to work and walked her to her office to say goodbye. Especially not when he kissed and hugged her and then came back for a second kiss before leaving. Mori's eye twitched, but she waved to him. Bye, Ken. That wasn't his name, but he was so flawless he might as well be a doll.